Hello. On another little bimble. It's very windy. I'll bring you in actually. Somebody cutting a hedge down if you can hear them. Very windy today. So I may have to bring you closer to hear my dulcet tones. Beautiful day though. Now, as many of you know, I don't live maybe a conventional life, I don't know. And what I mean by that is I'm quite reclusive. I like my own company and I spend quite a lot of time alone. Nothing wrong with that, because that's what I like. But I'm going to couple together two conversations that I had, one relatively recently and one a couple of years ago. Now, being alone is a thing that's going to be a thing of the past, because it seems to be trying to be eradicated. Big old tree. Look at the birds now. Yeah, it seems to be a thing that people are trying to do away with. And what I mean by that is, I had a conversation with a friend of mine's son. I don't know how old he is, maybe 14, and he goes to a really modern school. 2017 it was finished. And he said they never get alone time, never, in this school. Everything, beautiful sky today, everything they do as a collective, they do as a group. Everything. So he can never get a spare moment to himself. And I can remember, Bodhi, I can remember being in school, particularly in our library, which I loved. Always loved books. And there were these cubicles, about 20 cubicles, down one wall, so you just had the wall to face. But you were in a little cubicle. Some had a computer, some just had a desk type thing. And you used to have some quiet time and could read and chill and just be, you know. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. And in several of the lessons that I went to, there were, I suppose, the old traditional school format of rows of desks. There was often, I suppose because of the amount of kids now in classes, there were often desks at the wall, facing the wall. So you just had the wall to look at. And that's where I preferred to sit most of the time. You could turn your chair around and look at the blackboard, or listen to the teacher, or chat with your mates, or do whatever you needed to do. But essentially you had some sort of alone time. And that's it really is being eradicated, I think. From what this lad said, you know, he told me lots about it. I'm not going to go on to what he told me in this video really, because it's too lengthy. But basically he gets no time, none. And I also had a conversation with somebody who worked for a big corporation, actually it's a utilities company, and they shared this building with several other companies. And he worked there for a number of years. And he had a little cubicle sort of thing, and it was shared by two people. Bodhi, please don't lick. And it was a female member of staff, and you know, she used to go off and he'd be sat there alone. And he could think, he had the time and the space and can cogitate and things like that. Bodhi, you're licking, please don't lick. And I think, you know, this alone time is very, very important. I think the cure for cancer will be it won't be decided in a group of 20 people with all this babble in the background. I mean, of course it will, you know, ultimately there'll be lots of different stuff. Mostly there, look, lovely view. But really these things is one mind, one quiet mind, one peace, one solitude, one quiet, well thought out, considered way of being. It's very important, the alone time. I'm not going to walk out through there because it's going to be really windy. It's very, very windy today. Yeah, I think it is quite windy. So, anyway, this guy said he was there for a number of years and they changed the office after several years or 2 years, whatever it was. And they changed it so that he no longer had his cubicle, nobody had a cubicle. And they got these star-shaped tables or desks in. So you had a little tiny area to yourself with your monitor and your keyboard, but then you shared the desk with your friend on the right, your colleague on the right, and you shared the desk with your colleague on the left. So there's no personal space, everything was shared. And then they got rid of the canteen, and they had, where the lifts were in this building, on these 5 floors, they had a big area that wasn't really being used. So they got rid of the canteen, turned it into more offices, and they called these 5 areas the coffee lounge. So you got level 1 coffee lounge, level 2 coffee lounge and what have you. And they put some fancy sort of seating, a couple of sofas and a fridge and a kettle, you know. But everybody went to these places, so they were very, very busy. So you couldn't be alone there. And he used to get some alone time when he went up to the canteen sometimes. But couldn't do that anymore. So that, you know, his office was taken away from him. His canteen, in fact, everything was taken away from him. Everything. Terrible, really, when you think about it, you know. And he left in the end. He said he got no time. No time just to be alone, just to think, just to have a quiet moment, just to have a pause from his working day. Terrible. I think it's crap. So it's very, very important, alone time. Beautiful day. Windy but beautiful. Look at that. Lovely. Let's go back this way. I'm going to turn this camera off, then turn it back on and continue a part 2 about this, because the reason why I mentioned about alone will become self-evident really in part 2. So I'll turn it off now. Hello. Hello again. So this is part 2 of the same video. I have to turn my camera off. I never know what the time is, how many minutes, but my camera, the battery or whatever it is, it lasts 20 minutes then it goes off, so I'll turn it off and then do a part 2. Now, this part really isn't for you if you're going to be celebrating Christmas. Yeah, we've got to talk about it. If you're going to be celebrating Christmas with friends and family and what have you, that's fine, that's great. Doing your own thing or whatever, you know, that's great. Then that's the end of the video. Okay. However, if you're spending Christmas alone, then we can continue. So us people that are spending Christmas alone, this video is for. It's only going to be a very short video, but I have had so far 3 people. No, I've had 4 people, because I had one last night, didn't I, on the group. So will you be doing the Christmas videos again? Because I look forward to them, because he's on his own, you know. So if you're spending Christmas alone, then the answer to all those 4 people is yes, I will do the Christmas videos again. So on my Facebook, I will put up sometime before Christmas, probably a day or two before. I'll put the 4 or 5 videos, I think there's 5 videos from Christmas last year, and it's worth watching them because they do make a bit of sense. But I will be opening my Facebook and opening my YouTube, so in other words I'll make a number of videos, same as I did last year, for the Christmas period, on the Christmas period at the time, and we can converse then if we need to. If anybody needs to, we can converse in the comments section, or if you're on Facebook, then on my Ramblings of Bri group. And I will be coming on again and again and again throughout the day, just to be there really for people. I'm going to end the video in a minute, but we've got enough time really to put things in place. So if you're dreading being alone, then think about what you can do right now. What can you do? Is there somebody you could go and spend Christmas with? Is there a lonely neighbour? You could go and tap their door now, even though it's November, tap their door and say, look, what are you doing for Christmas? Are you doing anything? Invite them round. Have a look on the internet, have a look in the local papers, down the Co-op or Tesco's or whatever, because a lot of places do a meal on a Christmas day for those who are alone. So you may sit perhaps in a village hall or somewhere and have a Christmas meal if that's what you want. If you want to join others. Some people don't, but some people do. And if you are going to be alone, and you know you're going to be alone, think now how to spend your Christmas. Bodie! Bloody dog keeps licking. And I would suggest lots of different things, but buy yourself a couple of books now. Think about it now. Buy yourself a CD or two, or a film or whatever. Get things in place for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, because it's only really those 3 days, and it's only the Christmas Day that we're really concerned about. But yeah, get some things in place, what you would like to do. Buy some paints, create a painting. Plan a drive, if you can drive. Plan a day out just for yourself, you and your camera. Go somewhere beautiful, take some photos. So there's lots you can do, but plan now, think now. Okay, so if you're alone at Christmas time, I will be about. So that's to answer that question really. Will I do the videos? Lots of people did like them last year, which is good. I'm pleased. Okay, take care then. I'll be back soon. Be well. Try and be glorious.